Alrighty then. That is it. Um, there we go. This is working. Um, it's not working. How about this? What's this? Activate. Okay, quit. We'll get there one day. We'll get there. Hell yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. I need to film a wrap up. Should have thought of that. All right, that looks good. Get one more user in here. To do that, we'll go to export. Okay, we're ready to share. Now what? What did I say here? I'm not ever doing this again. Yeah, we'll skip right to that. And I'll actually delete this whole clip. Oh my lord. Clack. Click, click, clack. Ooh, Steam Deck, what the fuck happened to you? Mm-hmm. and zone out and be silly. Actually, that's not true. You do not need to check extension support here. What is this? So it's in here. Somewhere. Yeah. So it's in 2? It's in. Did I already do this one? Let me see. Hehe. Yeah. Finally, what the fuck is this? I just do this? Am I crazy? Yeah. That's all I got. We gotta ship it. Where the fuck am I testing the web? None of there. It said Windows 12. It ends. It ends. The fuck? What's the hold up here, partner? Frame by frame. Whew, okay. So stunned. It's funny. It's like I can't process what's happening. I'm so not. I'm such a nerd. It's pretty smooth. Excuse me. What is this? Web test. Second web test. Let's see what this is. Dead space. Do we remove it? Skip it. Every second is precious. It's the eyeballs that could be leaving. We made it, boys and girls. Thanks for sticking around. I don't know if all that's necessary. Might help somebody. So that is life. We're done. We're done. We are going to film maybe one or oof. Ooh, baby. No. Oh. What's the It's not no depth text. It's fixed size. That's right. And then like 16 and 4. Can I anti-alias that? Is that like a thing here? Like, look at this. Look at this. Fuck it. Is that under visibility? Geometry? Come on, people. Oh, here we go. Hey yo, yeah, we're done. We're releasing tomorrow. So I probably You see that? You see that fucking pixels? I got a nearest. That makes it even more pixely. It's kind of cool though. The nearest is neat, but like we don't have like a good font rendering engine here. Like, is this? Can I not make those edges vectorized or sharp, or is someone gonna solve this? I'm a web developer. I need to have a pixel perfect, crisp. What could be the ticket here? We're gonna launch the tutorial tomorrow. I might send it out tonight to a few people for early reviews. And if it doesn't work well for some people, maybe I delay it a week and like really tune it up, make it punchy, or re-record it. But yeah, let's take a look at the project. So what that did is when we create a session and we paste, we all get our, beautiful peer IDs above our head. But what we wanted was to put the peer ID above the target so that you could see that that's the server authority, just like the balls that you shoot are also a server authority. So I think you can't hear the sound effects. What if I switch over to this? We are so close. We're in the final stretch, and then I got to figure out how to make shorts. You're good at shorts. I don't want to make shorts. It's just so much extra work to make them snappy. This is interesting because the volume isn't coming across. Let's try this. And so they have health, so if one person is trying to kill one of them, someone can finish it off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Captions and a hook are my only real tip. Yeah, fuck, I don't want to do the captions. It's so much work. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I know I'm kind of whining here a little bit, but I just finished these like big long videos and I don't want to do more. But I see the grind of YouTube is like kind of real because like I've been neglecting everything else to do all this, and it pays off because it's very intrinsically satisfying. So I'm not complaining. I'm excited. But also at the same time, I've grown to appreciate how much work this stuff can be, how much effort. So we're going to turn that down like that. Not when we create a session. Yeah, but those are good tips. Captions and a hook. Of course. Of course. You can't not. Yeah. I've got hooks. I've got hooks for days. Yes, that's the part I don't like. I don't want to do because it seems like the way they just kind of like skip along and have a good plan, and I don't do that. I'm like, I don't know, haven't yet, I guess. These are so blurry. Look at this text. Can I not just like I could put the text on a canvas layer and then maybe it wouldn't be rendered to the camera, like am I crazy or what is going on with this label 3D? How about this? It's time for Google. Label 3D blurry Godot. That's a good search right there. You can't tell me that. Yes, pixelated. Perfect. That's what I need. Those are 3D labels. They're not fine. Okay. 3D text, baby. Okay, hello. We've got a whole tutorial section on this. Ugh. Mm-hmm. Enable MIP maps on the front or switch the font to use MSDF. Okay. I feel like this is probably already on. Higher baseline cost for font. I'll take it. MSDF. The fuck does this say? If here the default. Hell yeah. Hell fucking yeah. I use Label 3D everywhere, and it is crisp as balls now, everyone. We are no longer in the... We caused a crash somehow. No, it was me clicking the quit button. Oh my god, yes. Pour it all over me. Hell fucking yeah. Godot's great. Another instance. Look at that. Look at that. Yeah, feels good. You can't stop me. Why did that one still have a... What's wrong with those? Only some of them came with me. Here's the other thing, like, in terms of, like, reaching a lot wider audience, I am contemplating renaming this whole tutorial series Co-op Friend Slap Template Tutorial. Because what I've done here is everything except, like, picking up stuff. Alright, we're gonna turn down the... Yeah, we can turn down the player text 3D now. Boom. If I rename both of the videos, I was working on this titling last night. Before I went to bed, I was just like, multiplayer, Godot, co-op, friend slap. Make a P2P. Everybody searches for P2P. No one does it except me. I do like the word co-op a lot. I think it's just this. Rename the first video to co-op's friend slap top template part 1. Co-op. God, I hate this Google Doc stuff. I wanna just wanna. Can we just not have to do this? Google wants it to be bad. They want you to hurt. They want you in pain. We did all this with Microsoft a million fucking years ago with Word. We're still in here. It's still bad. And I just don't know what is going on. Why is it? Okay, it's... Now, watch this when I... Oh my god. Pain. Nothing can be as... What the fuck? Hitting delete does that. That is not where we are. Come on, people. We know what you know what I want to do. Maybe you don't. Co-op friend slap template part. Should I say in Godot? I mean, I feel like my channel's kind of tagged with Godot by now, but... It's a good point. We should learn from the greats. I was gonna say make a. I also have that, but I don't think that did well in terms of or how to. There we go. Now we're getting there. No word, no template. Fuck this. What's the series called? How to make a co-op friend slap game in Godot. Do we add P2P in front? Do we get that P2P, that juicy? That is title gore. Do we go Godot game? We like. Do we need the word multiplayer? We're workshopping. This is like my second video, and I'm already like getting to be the burn. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not burning out. Don't say that. But it took a lot of effort to get here. It's just bad. It's just so bad. Okay. I think I like this. What else did I have on the back end? Smaller, less important. Godot friends. Yeah, these are all bad. I think I do like the how-to. Yeah. This is too many words now, so we have to drop P2P or co-op. Do we say how to? Oh, I've got an even better pitch. You can easy P2P. Easy peasy P2P in Godot. I've got these like some shorts titles too that I'm working on. You can make a co-op. You can do it. I agree. I think you can. I'm gonna go. Okay, now we're gonna get deeper. You can make a co-op friend slap multiplayer. Co-op friend slap multiplayer game in Godot. We can also do that thing where we do the A/B testing, right? God, why would I press the button that says do the? I understand it's a heading, but we can still bulleted list it with multiple headings. Why would you make me a tiny title here? I should just do my work in Godot in a markdown file. I should just like open up the README and just do it here. 'Cause this is the best idea I ever made. Good God. Yeah, I'm with you. I can't have nice things. I cannot have a list of nice headings here. I have to go like this. I have to go back to paragraph, normal text, and then I have to make the font size like 32, or it's way too big. And then I press this. Now I get what I want. You can make a multiplayer made easy. This is like, nah, this is stupid. Damn, it's harder than I want. I think we'll go with you make a or how to. I think how to. A lot of people say a lot of how to searches out there. I just like how co-op friend slot sounds. Co-op friend slot Godot game. And then we can put like multiplayer in the description. Because co-op multiplayer, like co-op is we could just drop co-op and say multiplayer here. But I like the word co-op a lot. I think it's a niche I'm supporting here because I'm not making competitive games. God damn it, this is so hard. Why does it have to be so hard? I don't want it to be hard anymore. I want it to be easy. It's gonna make me go back to games. Um, should we like spruce up the thing? Should we add like trees and assets and like proton scatter, some nice grass, ambient textures? Maybe not. Probably better just to be gray boxed. Be right I might delay this a week just to make sure it's perfect, but I don't want to lose any momentum. I want to really get this. I'll just get this out here. I'll just make another one after that. Oh, what are we doing? How to make a multiplayer game? No, I've got to have the keywords, right? And that's the whole point. Co-op friend slop. I'm trying to tap into that hype because I searched for friend slop earlier and there was not a lot out there that was, but people are looking for it. And I saw a Godot Reddit post today that was like about a friend slop template, and it really was not as in depth as, um, but it got a ton of upvotes, like super fast. Here it is. Friend slop template. And I saw this and I'm like, I was already debating on changing my name. Look at this. Oh, I downloaded it. Whatever. Spoilers. But like, I think I've got to release this now, given that this did so incredibly well. You saw this post and you're like, yeah. I have like, I like this document is these titles are not just from today or yesterday. They're from, I was been thinking about changing it to a friend slap template for a while. I got to do this. I got to do it. P2P. People are also searching for like P2P like hella like all the time, and I don't have a place to point them. And then I want to do like a speed run version. This is the other thing, like true P2P or easy PTP multiplayer, no server, no ports, no problem. That title actually might kick ass. Friend slot, or I could drop the last part and say friend from scratch. A okay. Let's watch this thing. Where are you? Have you ever wanted to make? Can I like export a tiny one and just send it to you? You can watch it tomorrow. I'll be like, oh, it just sucks. Okay, so I'm. What am I doing with this export here? Movies, co-op part 2. Oh my gosh, why did it? What is it doing? Oh boy. Can I not edit these presets? It's nuts. This is gonna take forever. Why can't I do like a super fast export? Quick export. No, I've already been there. ProRes. Make me say it. It's a timeline. That's not what I want. My lord. Let's go over here. Okay, here we go. This is what we were looking for. Quality. Custom export. That's great. Okay, QuickTime. What? I might not have a space. Oh no. Storage. Where's my storage? I know I'm in trouble. Yeah. A few gigs here and there. Why not? What's a few gigs between friends? I'm surprised my applications are so big. Ah, here we go. Let's check this out. Who's the biggest offender? Inscription? Okay. I guess Steam is taking some gigs from me. I love you, Valheim, but goodbye. Small dent. Bar trauma is great. You're a real one. TV? Where's the TV? I'm gonna fucking murder you if you store a single byte. This is so strange. I don't have. Okay, so that's not too bad. Hell yeah! Look at this. Hey, look, stream with Rat. That's you. This is one of my biggest. I wanted to chop this up a little bit, but I feel like having one master file here is good. This is fine. And my co-op final. Oh no, this is all bad because these are all kind of valuable. Delete this. Space chonky bug. What the fuck? No, I'm not gonna do this. This gets out of here too. It's all video, really. Like, media is so heavy. I don't know what this is. Yeah, get this out of here too. Let's tray. I've got a short here. I don't even know what all this is anymore. Texture packs are enormous. It's not a big deal. What I wanted to do is make like a little show reel so that I could like basically shop around for an artist to work with in 3D. So I'm not gonna delete stuff I want to keep right now. I'm gonna do. I get these from Ambient all the time. This needs to go. That's probably unwise to delete, actually. Oh, God. Well, YOLO. If he needs it again, he can get it again somewhere. Apparently, this is a little scary because that view is not going to trash. So we're going to stop that. And now we have not as much. I'm going to get a new MacBook, I promise. Okay. Okay. This thing is supposed to be kind of small. It's getting late over there, isn't it? It's real late over there. Must be a night owl. Have you ever won? Oh, yeah. Sleep is so valuable, though. You know, you always do your best work when you're well rested. So I try to sleep, but I'm kind of a go to bed at 2 a.m. kind of person as well. So don't stay up with me. I'm trying to decide if I should accept my life as a night owl or should I try to fight it and, go to bed at reasonable hour and wake up early like Benjamin Franklin. And there's no telling. So we've got something in our render queue. Oh, here's the render all button. I couldn't find it. Okay, there we go. I was like, all right, it's going extremely fast. That's good. 5 minutes. What games were you playing late? I am personally very excited about Slay the Spire in a few weeks. Slay the Spire 2. I knew they were going to do it because I got the Slay the Spire board game and it is cooperative, and I think they solved it. And I really, yeah, I think they, it's going to be interesting how they choose to balance it and um, how simultaneous turns will work. Like it's like, no, wait, let me get this first, and then, oops, that's such a feel bad. I don't know how they're going to. Like, is it going to be like everyone queues their stuff up and it all goes at the same time? Like, I don't know. Otherwise, like, you could have one party member who's just wiping everything out and then nobody else has fun. I don't know. I don't know. I thought about co-op Slay the Spire so much in my brain that obviously I want to see how they handle it because they're the pros. And from a game design perspective, I'm super curious. Obviously, super fan as well. But yeah, I'm also the multiplayer angle. And like that's the one like the only downfall ever of Slay the Spire 1 is that there's no true co-op, and even in the workshop or mods, there's no. I think I might upload this as unlisted and distribute it. Haha, yeah, no, I mean, what's interesting though is the game is built in Godot, so very little, like, somewhat known fact is that they abandoned Unity during the kerfluffle where they were going to take X% of their money. They were like, we don't need Unity. We're swapping. They swapped halfway through development to Godot. So it's going to be probably the biggest Godot release of all time. Um, it's like number 5 most wishlisted game on the Steam store right now. I think it's going to be a lot bigger than Silksong was. Yeah. And I saw some early builds of Slay the Spire and Slay the Spire 2 in Godot. And okay, so yeah, this is some backstory, but there's another game called The Golden Compass. Not Golden Compass. That's the book. The Golden Idol. And it's a great puzzle game series. And they also switched to Godot for Case of the Golden Idol, Golden Idol 2, Rise of the Golden Idol. And I played this as well. And the Rise of the Golden Idol is in Godot. And the visuals are really great, and it's, UI heavy, like you said. It's so good. The only problem is like there were some just like tiny, tiny responsive things that kind of made it a little funky, and I think the way they used the mouse and drag and drop in there was actually really bad. So I think they might have been on Godot 3.0 or something. I don't know. It was weird. But I think, yeah, they probably had a Slay the Spire guys and could hire anyone they want to make the game perfect. All right, 1.7 gigs. That's huge. We're going to make a new unlisted. I don't even know that this build is like good. I have not done any QC on this, and there's no ending. I will delete this after some time. I know
Have you
there's
ever wanted
mistakes
to make a
because
peer-to-peer multiplayer game but don't know how? And then this source code, we're going to download that real quick. I'm going to put it in my dev demo folder and save. So now that it's downloaded, I can go ahead and open it. This is extracted here. So now I'll boot up my Godot. I'm using 4.6, and I'm going to import a new project. So if I go here, real quick, demo. All right. So I want this one, and then the project files. Import. So the first thing we're going to do is make sure that the template project works well. So if we go to 2D, we see we have this pretty simple menu. First thing I'm going to check is the customize run instances. We're going to enable 3 instances here. And then this project uses something called feature tags. This project uses something called feature tags. So
Oh, I already got
in
to
this
edit
feature,
here.
we're going to get 1 server.
That's fine.
Clients. So if I hit play, this is what I get. You might need to disable game embedding. This would be in your editor
Take
settings.
notes.
You're looking for embed. We're going to say window placement.
This is nice.
Game embed mode disabled. So now when we hit this play button, we should get 3 screens, 1 server, 2 clients. Let's make sure we can join.
It's like 2
All right, that looks good. Got our balls. We can hit tab, get the menu up. So the tab menu lets me leave the game and rejoin. All right, that seems to be working. Before we add anything new, I'm going to give a quick rundown of our existing project. If you click on the script here, you can see that our buttons will use our network global. This network script is in the scripts folder here, and it handles all of our connections. We use our multiplayer peer signals, peer connected and peer disconnected, to add and remove players. When we add a player, we assign the name of that player as the peer ID. The peer ID is their network ID, and that is going to give them authority over their player. If we look at the player script, we can...
Yeah, you saying the Slay the Spire people have good talks on their game design? They have a really, really good talk about using data and how to tune the game, and it is a miracle. I mean, not miracle, they're so skilled and such good game developers and designers that they were able to balance that game so perfectly. Yeah, no, I knew what you meant because I've watched that talk twice. And they're just like, so like they've made a game that people still speedrun and not speedrun, still do consecutive runs, like heart AH20 or yeah, it's so amazing that that game is so well balanced. They haven't made a change since they stopped like 4 years ago, and people still love it.
See at the top that when they enter tree, set multiplayer authority is equal to the name of the node. So anyone connected to that server as this name is going to have control over that player.
Many imitations, but
if you want
only
to learn more
one
multiplayer
goat.
authority, check out my other videos or part 1 of this tutorial series. So let's start adding some new cool stuff. First thing we're going to do is go to the asset library, and we're going to search for Tube. Tube is a really cool plugin I found, and it does multiplayer sessions via WebRTC, my favorite thing. This is
Hi.
So let's download that. Go ahead and install. Okay. And I think we're going to have to enable it, plugins, on. All right. Another cool thing we can do is restart the project real quick. So if we look at the Tube instructions, they say the first thing we need to do is create a Tube context. So we're going to do that and set up everything we need. To do that, we can go over to our file system, and I'm going to do this in the scripts folder, create new, resource, and I'm going to search for a Tube context. There it is.
PC Head, I'm going to send you this video early.
On the right side, try to move out of the way, we've got a couple of
Don't share it.
Generate an app ID. And then we have these really important things, the tracker URL.
You're going to tell me how, if you were able to do P2P
the first 3 are the ones
or...
So I'll add element again, copy, paste.
I guess you already maybe have done it, yeah.
So these are going to announce where our lobbies are located using BitTorrent.
We'll take a new project, follow these instructions, and see if you see anything that's wrong.
And we're going to add that. And then we're going to add Cloudflare.
You can do it tomorrow.
We can add this Bethesda one. That's kind of cool.
Okay.
These are going to help
You
negotiate.
should go to
the
bed,
WebRTC
aren't you?
connections between
I don't know
our
where
groups.
you live.
So the last thing here is a turn
It's
zone.
late.
That's a pretty advanced topic, but it can handle a fallback to relay if WebRTC fails to punch through. We're not going to do that today. Let's go ahead and set up our peer-to-peer network using Tube. So go to network.gd, and at the top, we want to...
Yeah, I might delay this a week and just get it perfect. I don't know. No, I'm going
create a new
to
var,
release it
tube underscore
tomorrow.
client, set that equal
Go to
colon
bed.
equal tube client.new. We'll also make a tube underscore enabled.
This will be here for you in the morning.
Now, in the
I'll send it to your DM.
ready function here, we are going to say if tube enabled, we are going to set our tube context, tube client.context equal to tube context from above. Then we're going to gettree.root.addchild.call deferred tube client. Now we need a tube create method, so func tube underscore create. And we're going to use our existing signals.
We're
from
watching the
multiplayer,
video, we're
multiplayer,
watching my
peer
stream.
connected, connect and add player, multiplayer, peer
Get off your
disconnected,
screens. You
connect,
can't go to bed with a screen in front of your face.
Then we need 2 new things. Tube underscore client dot create.
Read a
system,
book.
And then add player.
I'm just
1.
teasing you. I know you're
This will
younger.
add a peer on our host server. This will accomplish peer-to-peer. If you need to scroll down and look at our add player function, we filter out peer ID equal 1 here. So in this case, let us add and multiplayer.multiplayer peer is enet multiplayer peer. So this will allow us to, if we're using tube WebRTC peer, skip this and add a player with the ID of 1, accomplishing a hosting setup or a peer-to-peer. Let us go ahead and create our function for tube join. And this is going to take a session underscore ID.
We're not going to get to any more.
Here, the signals are really much the same, so you can type
Meta.
copy. I'm going to go peer connected, connect, add player, and then multiplayer. Just good practice. Connect, remove player.
I'm just
We also see
listening
that
for
the
me
server
repeating
has the
myself
server
for
one, multiplayer,
bad cuts.
or connected to server, connect, and then we say on connected to server. This is only called on the clients that are joining. Then we need to take our tube client, say join session, and then session ID, just like that. All right, a couple more edits here. We do want to scroll all the way to the bottom, and then if we say func exit tree, we are going to take our tube client, or I think we might want to have if enabled, if tube enabled, tube client dot leave session. And the same is true here for our leave server. The other thing we need to do is go to the tube client itself, and we're going to command click or control click into it, and we're going to search for underscore UPnP and find this peer.portmap.connect, this add port mapping. We are going to comment this out. It doesn't work on web, and it's a fallback. UPnP is not very well supported, so let's save that. and hide the other. So this one,
What
if
the
we have
fuck
two of
was
these,
that?
we're going to want to make a HBox container to contain
Oh
them.
my god, huge glitch. 10 minutes in. This is useful. What the fuck? PC says, anyway, I gotta figure out how to fix my function I made. Points to send RPC. Yeah, I mean, that should work. Make sure you simplify it. I don't know about sending it again. You shouldn't need to send it again.
And drag that to the top. I'm going to put them both in here. So there's
Get the simplest, smallest piece working first.
hide the other.
Seems hard.
So this one, if we have two of these, we're going to want to make a HBox container to contain them. And I'm going to drag that to the top. I'm going to put them both in
You
here.
can
side
also
by side.
just use like the sample project here and test
So
it out
save
over
that.
there before you go
UPnB
too
is
deep.
not very well supported. So let's save that. And hide the other. So this one, if we have two of these, we're going to want to make a
I don't want to fix that now.
HBox container to contain them. And I'm going to drag that to the top. I'm going to put them both in here so they're side by side. Okay. So we'll name this one is going to be enet, and this one will be tube. And we can call menu. That's
I think I know what happened there.
so here we are going to say button join tube and button quit tube. And
like I said, I do not think you should blame that on lag. I think you need to test more because there are more reasons than that. It's not that he didn't receive the RPC. Maybe some condition wasn't met, or maybe some animation was playing that you can't assume that he didn't get an RPC if he's lagging. Like it's just not a conclusion you should jump to. Lag is like something you have to handle, but they're going to catch up. So like it's not like they'll never get the packets. Like if they had massive packet loss, yeah, maybe they would miss some packets, but networks are pretty good. If your friend is in like a place in the world where he has really like very questionable internet, maybe. But I think it's more likely to be a logic issue in your code rather than a code execution issue, like a GD script issue rather than an RPC or lag issue. So this whole like trying to confirm and then send back and do that, you don't need to do that. You should not do that. If you think that you're lagging, make sure it's rock solid on local. And you can always, if you're on you're on Linux, right? You can use like TC or Netcat or something like that. And if it works locally every time in every condition, maybe you can introduce some latency on your machine via a Linux distro. There's a very silly app called Comcast, which is a very poor internet provider here, and they allow you to do catastrophic conditions. You can use IP tables and TC on Linux. I think you're a Linux person. Maybe I'm confusing you with someone else. But if you're on Windows, you can use Clumsy, which is a Git repo, which will simulate lag. So if it does undo it, but like you can't do this whole like handshake thing and confirm everything. Yeah. If you're on Linux, then you can go over here and use one of these from Comcast. Oh yeah, so you use Windows? Okay, yeah, then use Clumsy. This will make your local lag. Make sure you turn it off when you don't want to lag, though. But yeah, I don't know. Probably not lag. It's probably not lag. It's just unlikely.
let us add unique ID here, access as unique ID here, access as unique name, access as unique name. And then I'm going to make this one just a little bigger so we can see it. Let's say font size override 24. Let's continue building out some more UI. I'm going to create a label in the tube menu.
I think this is the redo. Did I redo here and then? Yeah, we need to cut earlier here. Huh?
Let's continue building out some more UI. I'm going to just a little bigger so we can see it. Let's say font size override 24. Let's continue building out some more UI. I'm going to create a label in the tube menu, and that label is going to be for session ID, label session ID. And then I'm going to make another label for label username. And then we are going to make some line edits. Line edit is going to allow us to put an input, duplicate that, change their names to line edit session and line edit username. Then I'll create a new H separator. H separator will kind of split this up a little bit, make it easier to see what's going on. I'm going to increase the constancy of this H separator to 24. And then, of course, on our labels, we should give our session ID and username text. I'm going to make one more H separator and bring it down to the bottom here. And our final button is going to be our tube create. So button create tube. We're going to need a unique name on all of these. So I'm going to hold Control or Command and click them one by one and access this unique name. And our button to create, we're going to say create session. I'm going to give this an icon, click on the folder, and I'm going to choose tube icon, and then I'm going to search for max icon width, set that to 24. We can get these new elements in, go to our script, hold Command or Control, and drag those all in. And looks like we need to grab the create one. All right, now we will, starting from the top, the line edit session.textChange.connect. We are going to update session.
I'm thinking about making a speedrun version of this, but
Session that will take new text.
I think this is about as fast as I
now.
can.
Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do line edit username text change connect.
Well, this video should let you do that.
This one. Update username. Now for the button join, we are going to set this to disabled.
No ports, no server.
To create a function for it, so we're going to do button underscore join pressed dot connect, and we can go on join.
Watch it tomorrow. See if you can follow the instructions to upgrade the project.
Have you ever wanted username network function? So I will use network.tubejoin.
Same as the other one.
And then I'm going to search for .textChange.connect. We are going to update session. And we'll make a new function, func update session. That will take new text as a string.
Yes, but get some sleep because you have to
be
be sleep. You gotta get your sleep to be sharp.
Connect, update username. Same thing. I'll just copy this one. Update username. Now for
try breathing. If you hold your breath a little bit,
and
you trick your body into being
so
really tired.
Button underscore join pressed dot connect, and we can go on join tube, make that a new func, and we'll pass that as well. Next button in the line is going to be our button quit tube press.
Yeah, no, I'm just
this one we can just grab our lambda function
old,
here to quit.
So I'm an old guy, so I have to
next one
sleep.
Is button create tube press dot connect, and then on create tube.
You do what you want.
Great. Now that we have our beautiful set of, functions.
There we go, another one.
Func on create tube. Now that we have our beautiful functions, we can start implementing them. So the first thing I'm going to do with update session, I am going to say if new text not equal to
How did I miss this?
I am now going to disable that button disabled is false. Update username, we can do that real quick. It's going to be in our global.username equal.
I think this got reset.
Let's go over to global. I'm going to command click or control click into that. And then I'm going to make a new var username. It's going to be a string, or we can set it to colon equal empty string. Then we do want to limit the username length. So I'm going to do that real quick. So I'm going to find max length. So we do want to limit.
This is not edited at all. I think it's a duplicate. Oh God. What the fuck? I think
I am now going to disable that button. Add or
what the fuck?
To serve.
I sent you a studio link? I'm an idiot. Here's the video link. I'm gonna just, what the fuck? There you go. I just copied the wrong thing. This is an unlisted video. This will work. Sorry about that.
Have you ever wanted to make a
good night?
Server dot
Thank you. We're almost done. There's a few more edits. You saw I messed some stuff up.
And then I am going to search. Let's go over to global. I'm going to command click length. So I'm going to make this max length something reasonable like 12. username length. So I'm going to do that real quick. Then I'm going to make a new var username. It's going to be a string.
Hello, hello. We're
colon equal empty string.
in the final stage here.
Then
we're just workshopping a title.
We do want to limit the username length. So I'm going to do that real quick. So I'm going to find max length. So
we just have some duplicate here. Yeah, I'm trying to launch this tomorrow.
So
I said Friday. It's going to be tomorrow. But first thing, the question is that I would like to. We're trying to figure out a title. I was trying to figure out these titles, and it's just so tough. So I'm gonna send you like this whole document. Like, there you go. I think if I share this with people who, anyone with the link can out, just look at this. Just tell me which keywords do I need, how to multiplayer, like. I'm renaming the first one to reflect some tutorial. So, like, yeah, some keywords. Multiplayer. So you just figure you paste one of these or type one out or wordsmith it, or I'll have to ask. This is a threat. I'll have to ask ChatGPT. I'm not asking for you to like solve this problem, but tutorial is a great suggestion as a keyword. So, that's what I'm looking for, is a little assistance in terms of, okay, well, this series, what do we name the whole series?
And limit the username.
I didn't name it friend swap or full P2P at first, because even though I had planned to do those features, the first video doesn't have them at all. And so I'm kind of pulling the wool over their eyes by renaming the first one and then having the second one available now that it does present the entire end-to-end.
Real quick. So we do want to limit the username quick.
It's so hard to catch these things when you're. This is even a re-record too, this portion.
Empty string. So we do want to. We do want to limit.
Easy P2P multiplayer Go. There you go. Thank you, Andrew. Let us pull that to the top. It's already near the top. Let us bold it. Turn it red. Green. Easy P2P multiplayer in Godot. That is actually fucking sick. And then there were two. Is that the one? Yeah. Co-op lowercase here. No, needs to be upper. with peer-to-peer. I don't know if I need to say that. Tube. Maybe I do need to say that. So we do want to do equal empty string. So we do want to limit the username length. So I'm going to make this max length something reasonable like. Oh, we could just say the word easy. But that is false advertising. We could just drop it. It does sound better. You like the easy word. Oh god, we're getting player to player. PvP. I don't think easy does very well, yeah. It's not, these have terrible views. Let's say simple. There's got to be a better word than easy because this is not. Or you could also just go like how to. It's so hard. We could also do A/B tests. So A/B tests are possible, and they'll run it for you and pick one of the winners. Let's make this max length something reasonable like 12. Let's implement our tube network function. So I will use net empty string. Then I'm going to make a new var username. It's going to be a string, or we can set it to colon equal empty string. So we do want to limit the username length. So I'm going to make this max length something reasonable like 12. Let's implement. You can, yeah. Tube network function. So like the keywords multiplayer P2P, but I do want friend swap, and I do want some of these in there in the title, because the title is what, you know, is also part of the hook. Like, what's the hook? Like, I think the first title did not have a hook. It was very simple, and I'm just trying to tap into the market, because I saw this post on the Godot homepage today that said, I developed some 4.4 multiplayer boilerplate and made an MIT license, and they have the friend swap word in here. And they did really well, and they called it friends. I noticed that they called it friend swap template, and it, you know, it's got 50 stars. 50. Excuse me? Yeah, you're right. I could shorten it that way. I don't have to say the whole thing, but I do need to I need to rename the first one, right? I also want to say, I could also move the, I'm not going to mess with it, or easy. Go back to easy like you wanted. But we could also go back to the co-op friend swap in the front. It's so hard. You see how it's hard? I'm going to cry. Also, Google sucks. But yeah, I've seen the series, like, they don't, like, just having the word part 1 at the end or whatever, it's like, add peer-to-peer, like, they do that where they have, like, a whole series, but that's for more established channels. I feel like I'm trying to, like, capture some clicks here. Found your channel, multiplayer word video, I think, with multiple worlds video is going to help me. Solid WebRTC P2P. My mind is blown for amazing casual games. Well, let me tell you, we are working on another series that is going to do exactly what you need. We're just trying to workshop a title. So look at this. Person has brought in the words WebRTC P2P. So we want to capture the word P2P for sure. The one in green is what we're going to go with. But what it does is it takes you all the way through the process of setting up something in a template project similar to the multiple worlds video. And you can do P2P WebRTC better with this system in a fresh project. Goes all the way through. We're fixing bugs. I can even give you early access. You can go back and watch the first video, but we're trying to launch this tomorrow, so early access is only, what, 12 hours?
Have you ever wanted to make a peer-to-peer?
So at the 2-minute mark, I make a mistake.
Feature tags.
Yeah, right here. I tried to edit this.
3 instances here, and then this project uses something called feature tags. This project uses something called feature tags. So if we write server, this project uses something called feature tags. So if we write server in this feature, we're going to get 1 server and 2 clients. So if I hit play, this is what I get. You might need to disable game embedding. This would be in your editor settings. If you look for embed, we're going to say window placement and game embed mode disabled. So now when we hit this play button, we should get 3 screens, 1 server, 2 clients.
Maybe I'll remove the first play.
Server in this feature, we're going to get 1 server and 2 clients.
Yeah, this is not very clear.
If I hit play, this is what I get. You might need we're going to get, you might
It's okay to make mistakes.
Feature tags.
Yeah, but I don't like.
And then this project uses something called
This just like I can edit this out.
Feature tags. This project.
See, I repeat myself too because I'm going to take another take anyway. Found an old Godot post that if you process both on the server and client, it's going to help with rubber banding. Really? You think so? Really? I love to learn new stuff like that. What kind of process? If you process physics specifically or process? Because set process false and set physics false are 2 things that I do often. Should I not be doing that? If that is the case, I would love to know. Because both. He says both. Why? When I hook into process, and I make the process function underscore, is that an override or an addition? Yeah, I'd love to read that if you can find it. I don't know how to port my game to Mac. I didn't think it let me last time. It's not too bad. It has a bunch of warnings, but it doesn't actually stop you from doing it. It just gives you some warnings. So the trick for that is that when you do a Mac export, what you have to do is I'll add a new Mac export so I can show you. So you see all this red text. This is like saying, oh, you're in trouble. You can't export. Help me. Oh, God, no. All you got to do is fill this bundle identifier. Just read the red text. It says andrew.game.com. Okay, so that's a fake one. I just made it up. I could make it ZZZ, but now it'll let you DMG. So this is like just something that says like I'm responsible for this game, and a lot of times it's like com.apple.myapplething.com. You know, I don't know. I don't like it.
3 instances here, and then this project uses something called feature. And then this project uses something called feature tags. So if we write server in this feature, you might need to disable. We're going to enable 3 instances. If we write server in this feature, you might need to disable game embedding. This would be in your editor settings. If you look for embed, we're going to say
Yeah, no
window
problem.
placement and game embed mode disabled. Works well. So if we go to 2D, we see we have this pretty simple menu. First thing I'm going to check is the customize run instances. We're going to enable 3 instances here. And then this project uses here. And then this project uses something, and then this project uses.
And the ready player's ready function, read the commented part. Baby, let's do it. Player. I've got a player right here. Ready. You can post a link here, right? In YouTube, and let you post links. You can find me. Maybe Twitch will. I'm on there as well. Found it. Can I post a link here in the player script? See the ready function. Oh, you're saying that there's like a script in a Godot project somewhere. Yeah, you should be able to post a link here. I don't see it though. We're so close to done on this thing.
Something called feature tags. This project uses something. This project uses, and this project uses.
Find it easy on a good ad news post for multiplayer. Oh, here. Let's see. I must read news. Let's search for multiplayer. This is. I could also search articles. It's the same thing. First one, huh? Here we are. Start pause. You can save bandwidth by disabling server relay. What? Fucking mind blown. All right, bookmarks. I did not know you could actually just set server relay false. Are you... What are you doing there? Then you're just communicating directly to your peer. Okay, on host press and enet. On connect press. Oh, that's new. Create client, get connection status. Okay. That is the multiplayer minimal setup, yes. Synchronizing properties. Excellent. All right. Sure. Now, change level. Love it. Pretty familiar. I don't do this. Yes, this makes sense. That's a nice way to do it. I should adopt some of this. Spawning players. This is going to be more interesting. Okay. Transfer authority. Yes, of course. All right. Yes, good practice. Fuck good practice. I don't like that. That's not quite true, actually. Okay, we only process for the local player. I get that. So this is what I do is I disable the local player. Oh no, this is the input. Oh my gosh. So then they have the player body separate. I see. Yeah, so this is physics process. So I know that that is true. I knew that is true, but I don't think process would affect it. So you were so my question was initially do they keep both on or do they keep just physics process on? Because I know that physics process is going to help. That is something I'm doing wrong, and I will be not. I will be allowing physics on both. Yeah, let the client simulate player movement too. Well, wait a second. So their player ID, their set multiplayer authority is 1 on this character body. Yeah, so this is completely different than what I'm doing. But they're doing a really naive client side simulation, which is like not a good idea in the long run. Because then you're gonna want to do this input prediction and server side reconciliation and rollback and all that. So like they implemented the most naive way of a server authoritative script. I see. It's very good. It's very minimal. This is exactly what you want. And I like this work, but I disagree with it because the way they set it up is they have server authority over the body, and then they provide you client side authority over your inputs. And this model is perfect for server authoritative games, and then you can simulate the inputs and then you do all this, and it's all designed to get around this client server moving. So that is fine. You can do that. This is a much simpler model. You just put everything on the client side, all client authority, and when you are in this model, if you control your entire player body, you're having a seamless experience. Yeah, I know that's exactly why everybody does it, but I've done that approach with NetFox and very deep in there, and I learned all this stuff about it, and I was like, I don't need to do any of that for co-op. I'm not making a competitive AAA shooter. This is co-op. When I move on this, I have authority over my player body. I have authority over my mouse and keyboard. The character that I'm moving moves directly on my machine locally, and then I just broadcast updates. So this is still very helpful because this is how a lot of things work. And then this is pretty nice too, because often I can do that. But yeah, I'm so into casual side. As you know, Godot evolves. Somebody might make like a first class shooter in it. Like I'm not trying to make Counter-Strike, right? I'm not trying to even look at this diagram. I'm not trying to look at these. Here we go. It's not easy. And I was actually had a long conversation today with someone who is deep in the NetFox internals, and they have this interpolation, lag composition, client side prediction, server side reconciliation, all this bulletproof like tick rate, and this is all again to support competitive games. And they have a completely different type of app, and it's like server doesn't need to deliberate over everything if there are no cheaters, no confirmation. Maybe NetFox has some nice things. We're all about compensating for competitive games and not being able to trust the client. Trust the client in friendly or co-op scenarios, and a lot of it disappears. And so I would edit their example. The way I would do it is in their set multiplayer authority. This is fine to be a separate if you want it. Just do this twice. Do it here and on the player. Because this player body, this player body character 3D, that's authority 1 from the server. Why? It's my body. I'm gonna have authority over it. And then I have another video, and I take it a step further, where I have rocks in the game, and then every time you pick up a rock, I just overwrite the server authority with your number. Dave picks up a rock. It's not his rock. He moves it seamlessly on his machine. If Dave's having a laggy time, he doesn't know it because everything's on his client. He's having a wonderfully responsive time. He can interact with everything. I trust Dave to move the rock. And then Julie just sees Dave and his rock kind of jittering a little bit. What does it matter to her? She's having a client side experience as well. And we're all communicating still. We're all sharing our updates. But we don't have to do this where I have this like zombie body on my machine. Like this is the competitive side where Andrew has a mouse and keyboard he owns, but he has a body here, and then there's this like yellow dot to indicate that is a delayed player, and then we've got to do our rollback, apply the inputs and rollback. And it's like, nah, I'm not doing that anymore. I'm one guy. I recommend you do it this way. And it took a long time to get here. It's like I've done a full circle because that's how I used to do it. And then I did the server side, and then I came back to, now this is just simpler. Now that I understand all this stuff and why we want to do it, I don't want to do it. Every game's different, of course. For the WebRTC, you have the server holding the lobby so the players can find each other right on. Yeah, so in any WebRTC configuration, you're going to need a server for a central gathering place. In that case, WebSockets handle that. So this is basically for us to handshake and agree to connect. And WebSockets are just some text messages back and forth, Twitch chat or whatever. This is WebSockets we're talking on. TCP, very slow, polls like this. And what we do there is I have a TypeScript server in this project, and this TypeScript server creates the lobby system. So this is all in TypeScript, and then you can connect and change your colors, all just API calls. Then once we hit start, that is when we generate this real-time pure WebRTC P2P connection, and that's what our current prototype here, this that I'm working on today in this video. So here's the session ID. We create a WebRTC session like that. I get a lobby code in here, paste, and then I can put Andrew. Notice that the peer ID is above each one of these elements, so that is my lobby host. And if I join with another and not put in a username, I can see that my peer ID is this. So he can fire balls that are on the server, and boom. So this is WebRTC in this configuration. It will now detach. Yes, that's accurate. You do not need the signaling server. Once our 3 peers are connected, you can now drop from the signaling server. And so it's very lightweight. It just forms the groups, and then once they've got their sessions, they're like, we're happy. And in fact, you can drop in here, drop out, just like that, come back in, and then I can shoot him. I can tell him to drop, come back in, works. And then we can take it a step even crazier. We can go to Chrome and play this right now in our browser, and everything's going to work. What is my lobby code? MQCSZ. This is ZZZ. Join. There, he's coming in. Got his assigned name. We're having a extremely good time. All this is client authority as well. Do they have to port forward? Absolutely not. There's no servers, no ports. No problem. It's that cool, right? And I can show you. I'm not going to show that. This is some other fucking shit. I got so many projects right now. But I was going to show you the packets, what they look like. And they're not that interesting. But basically, there's an address swap here that is through your ISP. So they handle that. It's a agreed thing. Stuff like Google Meet. If you start like a GChat or a video chat in the web, that would be over WebRTC. It's approved. UDP traffic. That's really nice. A lot of ISPs do NatNet. Yeah, exactly. You really can't, and that's what I spent the last year of my life fucking doing this because I wanted to play with fucking friends without having to pay for $5 a month server on AWS. So stick with me. You can do it all for free. In the web, anywhere you want. And this guy got kicked back to the menu because the host left. And he can create a new session himself, which is like pretty wild, right? So his game is still running. I made it iron tight. On a Minecraft server for people, reverse proxy. Yeah, that is so tricky. Like, you don't want to have to do that for everything. I've done that a little bit, but for a lightweight Godot game, all the games I make are multiplayer. Everything, all of my content's around multiplayer and getting people connected. Boom. All right, so let's investigate. We fixed the 2-minute mark, right? Yeah, right here. Let's watch this again.
3 instances here. And then this project uses something called feature tags. So if we write server in this feature, you might need to disable game embedding. You might.
I don't know if I'm going to cut this game embedding thing. Do people use that?
We're going to get one server. You might. And 2 clients. So if I hit play, this is what I get. You might need to disable game embedding. This would be in your editor settings. If you look for embed, we're going to say window placement and game embed mode disabled.
I think I will keep this because it's super annoying.
When we hit this play button, we should get 3 screens, 1 server, 2 clients. Let's make sure we can join. All right, that looks good. Got our balls. I can hit tab, get the menu up. So the tab menu lets me leave the game and rejoin. All right, that seems to be working. Before we add anything new, I'm going to give a quick rundown of our existing project. If you click on the script here, you can see that our buttons will use our network global. This network script is in the scripts folder here, and it handles all of our connections. We use our multiplayer peer signals, peer connected and peer disconnected, to add and remove players. When we add a player, we assign the name of that player as the peer ID.
Let's get that a little faster.
Name of that player as the peer ID. The peer ID is their network ID, and that is going to give them authority.
Let's watch it one more time.
Name of that player. We assign the name of that player as the peer ID.
It's good.
The peer ID is their network ID, and that is going to give them authority over their player. If we look at the player script, we can see at the top that when they enter tree, set multiplayer authority is equal to the name of the node.
I got to wrap up soon.
Anyone connected to that server as this name is going to have control over that player. This is something called client authority. If you want to learn more about multiplayer authority, check out my other videos or part 1 of this tutorial series. So let's start adding some new cool stuff. First thing we're going to do is go to the asset library and we're going to search for Tube. Tube is a really cool plugin I found, and it does multiplayer sessions via WebRTC, my favorite thing. This is going to handle our peer-to-peer connections. So let's download that. Go ahead and install. Okay. And I think we're going to have to enable it. Plugins on. All right. Another cool thing we can do is restart the project real quick. So if we look at the Tube instructions, they say the first thing we need to do is create a Tube context. So
That's right.
we're going to do that and set up everything we need. To do that, we can go over to our file system, and then I'm going to do this in the scripts folder, create new, resource, and then I'm going to search for a Tube context. There it is, create. Okay, let's call this tube_context, save. On the right side, I'll try to move out of the way, we've got a couple of things we need to do. One, generate an app ID. And then we have these really important things, the tracker URLs and the stun server URLs. So Tube has these for us. Let's go ahead and grab them. So I'm going to copy the first 3 are the ones that I'm going to use. So I'll add element again, copy, paste, and copy. So these are going to announce where our lobbies are located using BitTorrent. It's kind of like free cloud storage. So the next thing is our stun servers. These are from Google, and we're going to add that. And then we're going to add Cloudflare. And then we can add this Bethesda one. That's kind of cool. These are going to help negotiate the WebRTC connection between our computers. So the last thing here is a turn server. That's a pretty advanced topic, but it can handle a fallback to relay if WebRTC fails to punch through. We're not going to do that today. Let's go ahead and set up our peer-to-peer network using Tube. So go to network.gd, and at the top, we want to drag in our Tube context. So take the control button on Windows or command on Mac, create a new var, tube_client, set that equal to :
I think we're good here. I watched a lot of that. Let's go to 14 minutes. I can pick this thing up, right? That's much better.
On join Tube, make that a new func.
Wait, no, I need to go to 10 minutes.
The other thing we need to do is go to the Tube client itself, and we're going to command click or control click into it, and we're going to search for _UPnP and find this peer.portmap.connect, this add port mapping. We are going to comment this out. It doesn't work on web, and it's a fallback. UPnP is not very well supported. So let's save that.
This part.
And hide the other.
What the fuck happened here? This is crazy.
Is not very. This one, if we have 2 of these, we're going to want to make a HBox container to contain them. And I'm going to drag that to the top, and I'm going to put them both in here so there's. If we have 2 of these, we're going to want to make a duplicate here. And so let's save that. And what I'm going to do here.
Where the fuck is the start of this?
So let's tab back over to our UI.
That's probably the start, but I'll just watch here. Top of this.
Now we need to go ahead and hook up our. Now we need to go ahead and hook up our buttons. So let's tab back over to our UI for the main menu here.
That works.
Hit the 2D button. And what I'm going to do here is I am going to duplicate this with Command D or duplicate here. and hide the other. So this one, if we have two of these, we're going to want to make this one
I don't want to hide the other.
and hide the other. And hit here and hide
Got
the
my keyboard.
other. And hide the other. So this one to duplicate this with Command D or duplicate here. If we have two of these, we're going to want to
That's pretty seamless.
or duplicate here. If we have two of these, we're going to want to make a HBox container to contain them. And I'm going to drag that to the top, and I'm going to put them both in here so they're side by side. Okay, so we'll name this one is going to be enet, and this one will be tube. And we can call menu. That's fine. So here we are going to say button join tube and button quit tube. And let us add unique ID here. Access as unique name. Quit tube. And let us
Blank space.
quit tube. Let us add unique. Let us add unique. Tube. Let us add unique ID here. Access as unique ID here. Access as unique name. Access as unique name.
Huh?
Here, a couple of access. A couple here. So I'm going to add a couple of. So
Get rid of these empty so.
Here, I'm going to add a couple of access as unique name, access as unique name, and then I'm going to make this one just a little bigger so we can see it. Let's say font size override 24. Let's continue building out some more UI. I am going to create a label in the tube menu.
What else is there? Is there nothing after this? Doesn't seem to be. There's a reason I cut. Okay, yeah, we're just gonna deal with that.
Override 24. Let's continue building out some more UI. I am going to create a label in the tube menu, and that label is going to be for session ID, label session ID. And then I'm going to make another label for label username. And then we are going to make some line edits. Line edit is going to allow us to put an input, duplicate that, change their names to line edit session.
You gotta have all this stuff.
Username.
No way around it.
Then I'll create a new H separator. H separator will kind of split this up a little bit, make it easier to see what's going on. I'm going to increase the constants here of this H separator to 24. And then, of course, on our labels, we should give our session ID.
All right, let's go to 14.
Unique name. On connect. And we can go on join. On. And we can go on join. We can go on join tube. Make that a new func. And we'll pass that as well. Next button in the line is going to be our button quit tube pressed dot connect. And this one we can just grab our lambda function here to quit the game. The next one is button create tube pressed dot connect and then on create tube.
This was perfect, and I didn't need anything here, but...
Now that we have our beautiful set of...
Oh, I repeat this.
Now that we...
That's the only piece I need to cut. Wow. It's so annoying.
Rate. Tube.
We can cut here.
Now that we have our beautiful set of... Now...
Let's see how awkward that is.
Now that we have... Create tube. Now that...
Let's see where I go.
Create tube. Rate. Now that we have our functions...
We could take the other one.
Now that we have our beautiful set of... Now that we have our beautiful set of... Now that we have our functions... Set of...
Let's try taking that one.
Have our beautiful set of functions. Okay. Func on create tube. Now that we have our beautiful functions, we can start implementing them. So the of our that we have
This is bad.
on create tube. Beautiful set of functions. Okay. Func. Now that we have our beautiful set of func on create tube. Great. Now that we have our beautiful set of func on create tube. Now that we have our beautiful functions, we can start implementing them. So the
I'll just skip all of this. Might even skip the grade.
On create tube. And now that we have our beautiful rate. Now that we have our beautiful functions, we can start implementing them. Great. Now investigate your functions. Func on create.
Yeah, we'll just skip to that.
Create tube. Func.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna do.
Tube. Func. Func on create tube.
Let's watch that again.
Connect, and then on create crest dot connect, and then on create tube. Func on create tube. Now that we have our beautiful functions, we can start implementing them. So the first thing I'm going to do with update session, I am going to say if new text not equal to blank, I am now going to disable that button disabled is false. Update username, we can do that real quick. It's going to be in our global.username. I am now going to disable that button disabled is false. Update username, we can do that real quick. It's going to be in our global.username equal new text. Let's go over to global. I'm going to command click or control click into that.
Oof.
Then I'm going to make a new var username string, or we can set it to colon equal empty string. So we do want to limit the username.
All right, I gotta wrap up here.
I'm going to make this max length something reasonable like 12.
Does anyone want this early access? I'm gonna post it. Chink, choop. Good night. Good night. I will be back tomorrow to do the release. And we'll figure out a title. I'm just kidding. I know what I'm going to say. Good night.